one of the two primary seeds that really illuminated his personal myth actually took place here in the West, right? Here in the Americas, here in Taos, right? And in a quote, spiritually starved Western culture, are there any like dots that you connect within that, or what do you make of that? That this sort of he received a gift of madness, if you will, from Jaime, and then a gift of myth from I believe it was Mountain Lake as well, and that really connected the dots for him.
Even from there, which and it's wild that the Jungian community hadn't really put this story together the way I did. I feel really lucky to have been able to do that. Jung came to the States in 1909 to go to the University of Clark University, where he met William James. So William James was an American, right? And William James is the one who really set him on a path to go digging for a spiritual connection. Before that, Jung was working with Freud, and he didn't really agree with a lot of Freud's ideas, but he was just kind of going along with things the way they were. And then James said, no, man, you got to find your own way. And it set him on his own path. And then 15 or 20 years later, he comes back to the United States. He meets up with Jaime. Jaime, he actually calls Jaime. He's like, hey, I'm in the States. And Jaime's like, you're in the States? Like, we've got to go to Taos. I'm going to make sure I can get you there. So, and he said, okay. And so he took a train to the Grand Canyon, and then Jaime picked him up, and they drove across the desert to Taos. And while they were there, Jung, that he says that he was just so struck by the Puebloan myth that it really reignited that search that James had kind of set him on. And a few months later, he says he discovered his own myth.